Hi, I'm Crystal. I play competitive Pokemon. And no, I don't need to touch grass. I can see it just fine from my window. Anyways, as I was grinding the in-game ladder on Pokemon Champions, I had a revolutionary idea. One that would forever alter the world of VGC as we know it. What if I didn't use Mega Charizard Y? After researching my options and extensive testing, I found a combination of Pokemon that worked phenomenally together. One that could beat almost any team I could face on the ladder. This masterpiece all centered around the pinnacle of broken Pokemon, the strongest ghost poison type ever released, Politoed. Alright, so here I am after the champion tier grind. I actually made it to champion tier, so that's amazing. But something I really wanted to show off is the team I used, because I really think it's interesting. I built this myself, and it uses a lot of Pokemon that have become my favorites over Pokemon Champions. I just really like to use them. So in a second here, I'll give you the full tour. So first up here, of course, we have Mega Gengar. I mean, obviously it makes sense why Gengar's on this team. It's a Perish Trap team. Mega Gengar's Shadow Tag is just incredibly valuable. It won me so many games. Not just because of Perish Trap, but just because Gengar is such a good Pokemon and Shadow Tag is such a broken ability. I was easily able to, like, trap opponents in, they couldn't protect, I could just KO them, and then I could deal with the rest of the threats on the board with some of my other Pokemon. So, obviously Gengar has Protect and Perish Song. For the longest time I actually had Disable on it, but then I sort of realized my team was lacking offense, and so I decided to add Sludge Bomb instead, because, with some support, even though my Gengar has no special attack investment, Gengar has base 170 special attack, so it's really powerful anyways, and obviously Sludge Bomb and Shadow Ball are going to be doing massive damage, even with some, like, a boost with some of my partners, which one of them notably runs Helping Hand. I train its EV spread, so it's very physically bulky, a lot of HP investment because it has decent special bulk when it's a Mega, exactly enough speed to outspeed max speed Sneasler and Frostlass by 1 point. Of course, Incineroar. Mine's, again, extremely bulky, as slow as possible so I could get the slowest possible parting shot here. Of course, my Incineroar runs Protect, Fake Out. I chose Darkest Lariat over Throat Chop, which honestly I don't know if it's optimal, but I like the damage with Darkest Lariat because my team doesn't have a lot of damage again. Honestly, optimally it would probably be Throat Chop, but I'm not completely sure. Max HP, decent defensive bulk, good special bulk. It's just a really tanky Pokemon. And the item I had for it was Pasho Berry. Originally, for the longest time, it was Chople Berry, but I realized that Incineroar wasn't getting hit by as many fighting type attacks, and Basculegion was becoming a problem for my team in the late game. And so with Pasho Berry and Incineroar, I was able to hit it with the Darkest Lariat if Incineroar was on still pretty high HP, because with an Intimidate plus Pasho Berry, even in Politoed's Rain, it was still possible for Incineroar to survive. But yeah, aside from that, it's pretty standard. Again, of course, Intimidate, and Incineroar is just like a great Pokemon to have on this type of team because if it's able to pivot, it's able to do a little bit of damage, Fake Out support, and all of that. But yeah. Okay, so here's my personal favorite Pokemon on the team. We have Pol-E, the Politoed. So of course, Politoed is kind of essential to this whole team, really. Drizzle is really good. It shuts off Mega Charizard Y's Sun, which would be a huge problem for my team otherwise because I don't have many fire resists. It's got max HP, max defense, and special defense boosting nature to get that maximum value because its special defense stat's so much higher. But it's able to live so many good attacks, even though its defense stat isn't necessarily great. It has such a good HP stat, and it's able to be pretty bulky with the right support. Now, the first move on here is Helping Hand, which I haven't seen on too many Politoed, but originally I was running Encore, which was valuable. It actually won me a few games, but I kind of realized because of how slow Politoed is, even though I'm not running min-speed Politoed, its Encore generally isn't as helpful as I would like it to be. It was really hard to set up for me, and because I ended up using Politoed more in, like, late game or as a switch-in against weather threats, I felt like Helping Hand would be more useful to get more damage on my other Pokemon. Like, Helping Hand Darkest Lariat, one-shots Basculegion, Helping Hand Electroshot with Archaludon is just absolutely broken. And I actually won a game in Champion Tier, my only game in Champion Tier, I think, with Helping Hand Shadow Ball on Mega Gengar, which I'm absolutely sure would not have killed the Mega Frostlass I was facing without it. So Politoed adds that extra damage boost. We have Weather Ball, of course. It's a great attack for it. Weather Ball is really useful because it can't miss like Hydro Pump, and I've actually been able to use things like Ice type Weather Ball if my opponent sets the snow, so that's some really interesting tech against like Dragon types. Of course, Perish Song. It's not my primary Perish Song user, but Perish Song with Politoed, with how bulky it is, has definitely locked up a few games that I otherwise would not have been able to win. And of course, there's Protect. Took me a while to get a shiny Politoed. It's so hard to tell the difference between shiny Poliwag and normal Poliwag, so I'm really happy with this one. I really wanted to give him the champion tiered, just because I really think that's really funny. You don't see too many champion tiered Politoed. So alright. What do I even say about Archaludon? Alright, so what do I even say about Archaludon? So Archaludon's just the guy, kind of. I love this Archaludon. I actually like normal Archaludon better than shiny Archaludon, but I've been using this shiny Archaludon ever since, like, I started doing, like, competitive Pokemon. This has been my main Archaludon, because I didn't really want to train up another one back when I was still in Scarlet and Violet. And so I just brought this one over because I don't really have that many Archaludon on me, and I just thought it was really cool. But aside from the, like, semantics, I have a really bulky Archaludon here. Nearly max HP, really high special defense. All of these stats are intentional. I'm pretty sure I trained it. It's been a while since I trained this one, but I got rid of all of its speed investment because while that was helpful for outspeeding things like Garchomp, it's never one-shotting anything. So I decided that the defense investment was more important, and I still gave it a modest nature just so it could do that extra bit of damage, but it's generally here to set up stamina boosts, Electro Shot, Flash Cannon, Dragon Pulse, and clean up the game after Perish is over, or be my alternate win condition if either Perish fails or I can't bring it. So it's been very, very helpful. The whole team's basically built to support it too, with Sinistcha, Politoed, Incineroar being a great mode for this. I also have Sneasler, which can, like, knock out and eliminate threats to Archaludon before they can really get going, so that because generally there's only really one answer on each team that I face to Archaludon, at least one good answer that's going to work. So with the right play with things like Sneasler, Sinistcha, Politoed, and Incineroar, I can easily set up Archaludon for a winning endgame. That it's kind of like my win condition Pokemon. I've been able to lose. I've like lost Mega Gengar on turn 1 and still won the game with Archaludon and like Politoed and Incineroar, because Archaludon is just so hard for things to deal with, and it covers Mega Gengar's weaknesses so well. It's so much bulkier than Mega Gengar. While it's not fast, that actually helped me because I have Trick Room. It's also not like min speed though, because I didn't want it. I wanted it to be able to outspeed like some things. I wanted it to be faster than like opposing Trick Room Pokemon. But overall, it's just kind of been like, again, one of the stars of my team. Politoed and Archaludon, honestly, have been like kind of the backbone. Of course, Mega Gengar is extremely important, but Archaludon has just won me so many games all on its own. It's like the main carry Pokemon on this team. It's the one thing I can't lose, and I know if I do lose it, I'm probably losing the game. Alright, Sinistcha. Sinistcha, I think it's just pretty standard. Minimum speed, Machagacha, Rage Powder, Trick Room Protect, Hospitality, of course. I don't have Life Dew because I never ended up using Life Dew, and of course I need Protect. Trick Room's really important because I don't have any other speed control on my team. Rage Powder, of course, that can help with some redirection. I like having redirection on a team. And Machagachas, even though I hate missing, it's like the best, it's just the best damaging move that Sinistcha gets. And it's really helpful with like, it's just spread Giga Drain. It's so helpful. And it also gives me, I actually ran I forgot to talk about Archaludon's item, hold on. Archaludon runs Leftovers, as I'm pretty sure most do, just to get that little bit of extra healing. It's been really helpful with, like, Protect Leftovers, and all of that. It's been able to, like, heal so much damage over time with Leftovers. It's just been so valuable. And Politoed, of course, runs Citrus Berry. It's just the best item, I think, for Politoed, especially with when it's doing what it's doing. I can't run Choice Scarf like some of the Politoed going around, because, of course, I need Protect, and that's not really what Politoed's doing here. But, so yeah, it's Citrus on Politoed, Leftovers on Archaludon, and actually Kazib Berry on Sinistcha. I think some of the time I ran Cold Brew Berry. I would have ran Citrus Berry if Politoed wasn't already holding it, but Kazeb Berry actually, again, helps my team against Basculegion, which, again, like, once the Perish is over and if my opponent has Basculegion in the back, then they can kind of just, like, steamroll my team if Archaludon doesn't have enough defense boosts yet. So, having this, having Sinistcha be able to take a Last Respects is really valuable, especially if I want to set up Trick Room and maybe do some damage with Machigacha. So Kazeb Berry's actually pretty nice. I didn't actually end up using it too much, because, again, Sinistcha and Sneasler are the least used Pokemon in this team. They're sort of the ones that I was, like, switching out a lot. But I still think this team has room to grow, actually. I think Sinistcha does its job very well, but I also feel like once stuff like Amoonguss gets added to the game, I can probably switch it out for that. Unless I find out I need Hospitality, like, extremely badly. But, we'll see. I think Sinistcha's been very good for what I've used it for. Hopefully in the game or two that it's showcased in, it proves that it's actually pretty good. But I've definitely won games outside of the recordings with it, and it's been really good for me. And lastly, we have Sneasler, which was originally Como-O, which you see in the some of the things in this video, but which you see in some of the battles in this video, but I decided Como-O was too much like Archaludon. It, like, they filled basically the same role, and I realized that other than Mega Gengar, which is extremely frail, I had, like, no really fast Pokemon on my team. And I didn't actually realize my Sneasler was adamant. I'm just looking at that now. That's not supposed to be how that works. But, that's not supposed to be that. But, I was hoping for Jolly, actually. But, as usual, like, max speed, max attack, protect, fake out, Dire Claw, close combat. It's just, like, the standard Sneasler. It's just, you can't really get much more, like, than this. Yeah, so, here's the team, the full gang. Unfortunately, Politoed isn't shiny here. That's my favorite shiny. But, yeah, here's everyone, I guess. So, if you want to try out this team, you can. I really hope you don't, because I don't want to face it on the ladder. But, yeah, normally you see these kinds of teams with Charizard, but I'm assuming that's Mega Venusaur and Mega Aerodactyl, and Como-O, Sylveon. Sylveon's threatening to Como-O, but other than that, and their own Como-O and Aerodactyl, so I don't think Como-O is a good bring here. I think Archaludon works pretty well here, as long as I keep it safe from Sylveon. They don't really have anything to stop me from just using Perish Trap on them, I feel like. As long as I can get through their Basculegion in the late game. I'm going to hold off on a minute just because I don't want to, like, lock in too early, but I don't really think... Their Incineroar could be faster, I guess, and they could... But all I could do is fake out mine, and they wouldn't have enough damage to really do anything to my Gengar. Yeah, I don't really think there's too much of a risk in bringing these ones here. I think the only problem might end up being Venusaur, but I think I could probably Perish Trap that properly if it stays in the back. Alright, it is going to be the Aerodactyl and the Sylveon, so that's actually really, really good for me. They probably expected Como-O, I'm assuming. Hopefully this isn't too loud on the game audio. I might turn it down actually a little bit. There we go. Okay, I think I can probably afford to just Perish Song and fake out so there's no flinch. Because realistically, the best they could do after this would be Hyper Beam into Incineroar with that. Because Hyper Beam into Gengar, even though it's really strong, isn't going to kill because it's resisted. But I doubt they're going to go for something that aggressive. They're probably just going to go for Hyper Voice. That's going to do a bit of chip, but it's not going to do too much. I'm really just trying to avoid a Rock Slide flinch here. So that way I can Perish Song properly. Yeah, I get that off. Okay, they Hyper Beam into Gengar, I think. That's really good for me. Yeah, they're not going to kill with that. So from there, I think I can just, like, double protect. And then I don't really... No, I don't think I double protect here, actually. No, because I gotta capitalize on Sylveon's recharge turn, so I think what I'm actually gonna do is switch in Archaludon and then Parting Shot so that I keep my Shadow Tag. Because they might just dual Wing Beat here, because they're not gonna do too much to my Incineroar with the Intimidate. So if I send in Archaludon here, I'm just going to be able to get the free stamina boost. Okay, they go for Tailwind, assuming I'll protect. Yeah, that makes sense. But hopefully I'm not just your average, everyday Perish Trap dumbass. Yeah, so Gengar comes back in here. And now I can... Yeah, their Perish count falls to 2 on both. Sylveon has to recharge. I can protect on both, I think. I think that's pretty safe. Because I don't think even Hyper Voice would kill at this range. I don't think even Hyper Beam would kill Archaludon at this range. I do have a bit of special bulk on it. But we'll have to see. I think just the double protect here works. Because that way I can just switch out Gengar next turn, bring in Incineroar. And since they're -1 on Sylveon, they can't really do that much. So we'll have to see what they do. Yeah, Rock Slide, that's really looking for chip on Archaludon and hopefully KO on Gengar, but probably not going to get it. And then Hyper Beam again, yeah, that makes sense. I don't think even Hyper Beam would KO Archaludon again, but we'll see. They could crit. They could crit. Crit isn't the end of the world, actually. So I think I might just... they're going to get knocked out at this turn at the end anyway, so I might as well go for double protect and then bring in Incineroar, because then I can get the second Intimidate off on their Aerodactyl. Okay, I hit the double protect. Okay, then I think that just might be the game right there, honestly. Yeah, that's really lucky, but I don't think it would have killed anyways, and then I think, yeah, and they missed the Rock Slide. Yeah, that's really unfortunate for them, honestly. But I don't think Hyper Beam would have killed unless they crit. But then again, if they crit, they still go down, and then from there I finish off with another Perish Trap, unless Basculegion's in the back, in which case I can probably beat that with Archaludon and Politoed. And they forfeit. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's pretty good. I go up to 1800. Alright, I'm gonna play another game. Let's see how this goes. I might actually get to show off Como-O and Sinistcha, maybe? We'll see. They're sort of meant for, like, if Perish won't work, but also I like to use them to catch people off guard because they see the Gengar and Politoed and they know what's coming, or at least they think they do. Yeah, so this looks... Part of me wants to bring Como-O here because, like, the spread dragon damage is just so good against most of these Pokemon, but also Archaludon and Dragonite and Pelipper look really scary. I think I'm gonna just do the Perish lead again and then bring these ones in the back in case I need to. They don't have Basculegion. Basculegion's a huge problem for the Perish mode, so I don't think that's too much of a problem. But I could get absolutely roasted for this if they... Let's see what they do. Okay, 1889. That's like... They must be like top 1,000. I don't even know what that is. Okay, Archaludon and Dragonite. That's actually a crazy good lead for me. They're probably gonna... They might switch into Sinistcha on this. Their Archaludon could be Scarfed, in which case breaking Sturdy probably matters, but their Dragonite's almost certainly multi-scale, which definitely matters. But normally these teams have Electroshot on Archaludon, so I think honestly just they probably want to preserve multi-scale in the Dragonite, and I don't really think it can KO me. So if they switch into Sinistcha here, then that's fine. I think I'm gonna fake out into Dragonite just in case they don't switch out. Okay, they switch Archaludon. It's good that I faked out into the other one. They send out Incineroar. Okay, that's not terrible. They could double switch here. Okay, they don't double switch. That's pretty good. Their Incineroar is probably gonna Parting Shot out, but I think I got their Mega considering that they have the Dragonite in now. And yeah, Dragonite, and I break their multi-scale here, which should be pretty good. Because then I can just... Yeah, I can just double protect, and then after I double protect... They don't have an out with Dragonite, from what I see. I think it might take a bit, but I think I can get their Dragonite with Parasong. And Incineroar is probably going to want to switch out with Parting Shot. I don't really think I can prevent that too well, unless I protect and disable it, probably. But that's kind of risky, considering I don't want Gengar to go down either. And And then once they just have Archaludon and whatever else in the back, I think I can deal with that with my own Archaludon probably. But we'll see what they go for here. I'm just gonna probably double protect. And I can also probably go for disable, depending on what they choose to lock into. So then off that I can probably parting shot out Incineroar. Okay, their Incineroar goes for fake out into mine. Yeah, that's not gonna... Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Okay, Dragon Pulse goes into my Incineroar as well. Yeah, so I can honestly probably just... Okay, I don't want to leave Gengar in for a potential... Yeah, because this could be bad. So I think I'm just gonna... I don't want to set the rain for them either, but I don't think I can afford the damage on Archaludon right now, so... I actually think I parting shot into their Incineroar, because their Incineroar is probably faster. They want to go for a parting shot. And Dragonite could protect. Incineroar doesn't normally run protect, so if they protect on me, I'm screwed. That breaks the Perish lock, so the Shadow Tag lock. So yeah, they Dragon Pulse into Politoed. That does a lot of damage. Yeah, they parting shot. That makes sense. My Incineroar is as slow as possible, so I can get the slowest parting shot, so nothing ever can hit Gengar when I parting shot it back in like this. But we'll see how this goes. Yeah, Archaludon's not great for me here. Okay, but it's -1, so that's not terrible. Yeah. I'm gonna get their Dragonite here, but I'm also kinda in a not great position considering they have the option to go for yeah, my Incineroar is slower, so I don't think I can actually switch out here. I think I just double protect. They're probably going to go for Electro Shot, and once they go for Electro Shot, I can probably disable and Encore them. Maybe. I think that's a way out. Because Electro Shot would be good here, because that way they could... okay, they're going to set Tailwind, that makes sense. And off that, Electro Shot, yeah. Okay. So Politoed likely can't survive one, so I'm going to have to switch it. But my Gengar is no way faster than their... Okay, they attacked into Gengar with it. Yeah, it's very obvious to protect Politoed there. Yeah, so I think +1 Electro Shot doesn't kill Gengar. I've seen it before. Unless they're like, you know, super max whatever or something. It probably doesn't KO. But I'm also not going to risk it. So they're going to fake out Politoed here most likely. And I can probably realistically switch Archaludon. This is kind of dicey. They normally don't run too much special bulk, so I think I can, unless they for some reason double attack my Gengar, in which case I get Archaludon in for free, and then I can probably go for something. Then I get Incineroar in, and I can fake out their Archaludon and Electro Shot myself. Just stall out their Tailwind. Kind of all over the place right now, but they're probably gonna... Okay, if they attack into Archaludon here, that's really good. Okay, that's Gengar, yeah. Okay, Gengar gets the Shadow Ball off. Okay, that's good damage. Okay, yeah, that's good. Oh, special defense drop is huge, actually. Because that way, my Archaludon is definitely gonna KO. Okay, they just double attack Gengar. That's actually fine. I can get my Incineroar in off of this, and then I can fake out their Archaludon and get just a free Electro Shot onto their Incineroar. Is their Incineroar realistically can't do that much to me, and then I can probably... let's check, actually. I think... Okay, they have 2 turns of Tailwind. Yeah, I can stall it out with Electro Shot into Incineroar, and fake out into Archaludon, and then double protect. But their Archaludon's actually probably faster than mine. Okay, they withdraw Incineroar. Something's gonna get hit here. That's Sinistcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Electro Shot. They're probably gonna Rage Powder here, actually. Yeah, they protect. That's smart. Yeah. Okay. I might be losing this one. Yeah, I got their Dragonite, but I took a lot of resources on the way, and I think maybe leaving Gengar in was a mistake, even though I got the damage and the Spadef drop. They don't really want to switch out now because of all of the boosts they have from Electro Shot, but it's really not good for them if they stay in also. I don't think my Incineroar takes another Electro Shot, but honestly we'll have to see. It depends on whether my Archaludon is faster or not, I think. I honestly think I can... They might go for Dragon Pulse, in which case I'd survive. That would be good. Then I could probably... Then I might Parting Shot their Archaludon? No, I think I have to double attack here. Oh, jeez, I got 10 seconds. Alright. Spadef drop is huge. They're probably going to have to Rage Powder here. And, okay, I get the move off. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, Rage Powder. Alright, so Sinistcha's going down, most likely. Okay, they're faster. My Archaludon's kind of slow. Yeah, I put in a lot of bulk investment so it could survive big hits. But that might come bite me in the ass here, because... Okay, Incineroar survives. My Incineroar is really bulky. Okay, and that was a crit, so... Yeah, my Incineroar is really bulky. Yeah, and Sinistcha survives that. But... And from there, I Darkest Lariat. And Darkest Lariat KOs. Okay, now they can't Rage Powder. So now it's just... Okay, their Tailwind... No, their Tailwind petered out. What am I doing? Okay. It's good I attack there, but now they have Incineroar in. And... Yeah, it's really obvious that I probably Protect here. So they can probably just afford to, like... I think I double Protect here. Because, yeah, I've got 3 left, they've got 2 left. So I think double Protect and then Dragon Pulse can probably do this for me. Because they're only +2. I'm not sure if +2 Archaludon Dragon Pulse kills. If they have Draco Meteor, that certainly kills, but that also has a chance to miss. So... I don't want to set the rain back up for them. Okay, they have Aura Sphere. That's huge, actually. Alright. That's really big to know. Yeah, they expected... Okay. So I can probably just attack them here. And then if this fails... If that fails, what do I do? If they're faster, I might just lose. I don't want to have to call this. I'm +2. I can't switch. I think I've got to attack. I think I've got to attack. Alright. Archaludon. Please be fast. Alright. Oh my god, you're goated. Jesus Christ, you're goated. Oh my god. That's all that Spadef investment right there, actually. The bulk actually saved me. Gengar Spadef drop comes in clutch. Okay. And they might knock me out here, but Incineroar Parting Shot. Okay, they Flare Blitz into my Incineroar. That probably isn't going to kill. Okay, it didn't kill. And then I get the Parting Shot off. And then I bring in Politoed, and then they're screwed. How the hell did I win this one? Oh my god. Jesus. Their Archaludon must... Okay, yeah, and they forfeit. Yeah, that was game over. Okay. So that was a crazy game. I cannot believe I won that. Might actually take a break after that one, because that was kind of like... I'm on a 4-win streak. I don't want to push it too much. That was kind of crazy. So, alright, I'm going to stop recording for now. We'll see if I get back to this. Alright, so we're back for ranked battles again. Hopefully this goes as well as last time, but I don't know. I'm pretty tired. I just got home from school. Let's see. Let's see how we start today. Okay. Match 1. That's pretty standard team, I think. Normally these have like Sylveon and Aerodactyl on them, but Kingambit makes things a little harder. I think... No, I don't think Como-O is good here. Part of me wants to bring it because of Kingambit, but I don't know. I feel like with Charizard, Sinistcha's not great. Part of me honestly just wants to lead Gengar and Incineroar, because I feel like unless they actually lead Sneasler Kingambit, which I don't really see many people do, then I'm really not in that bad of a position. I feel like they're definitely going to lead with Kingambit. So I might be able to afford... I need to experiment with leads on this team more. I normally only do Gengar Incineroar or Archaludon Incineroar or Archaludon Kommo-o. We'll have to see. I honestly think I'm just gonna go with Gengar Incineroar, and if this ends up biting me, then we'll have to find a way around it. All right, they're a pretty high rank. I think this person's been in champion tier. Okay, Jesus. All right, so Kingambit Garchomp. So I think here that's actually pretty good for me, because they didn't bring Sneasler. They can't fake me out. So I think I have to Perish Song and fake out the Kingambit, because their Garchomp won't kill Incineroar or Gengar. We just need to make sure that they can't do as much damage as they want to. And we gotta see if Garchomp moves first here to see if it's Scarfed. Okay, they withdraw Garchomp. Basket Legion, that makes sense. Alright. So they're probably gonna switch out Basket Legion here. Okay, yeah, fake out into Kingambit. That works fine. I can Perish. I don't like this. I don't like having anything take a Kowtow Cleave, and something's probably going to take one at some point. So, we'll have to see. They're definitely going to flip turn out at some point, or just switch out straight up. Part of me wants to Darkest Lariat, but I also don't want to take too much damage on Incineroar, because I'm going to end up having to take damage on Incineroar later. And I want to lower their attack stat, so I think I'm just going to double protect here. Because Lariat might take them out if they're weak enough, but I don't want to risk it. And I don't want to take that much damage on Incineroar in case they Wave Crash. I still have the Pasho Berry, and I kind of want to keep that active, because I'm probably going to need it if I want to switch out. Okay, they Sucker Punch. Makes sense. And they Wave Crash, yeah. Even with... They don't have Intimidate. I don't have Intimidate active, so the Wave Crash is still going to do a lot of damage. Now I think here I switch out... I think I kind of have to switch out into Archaludon, because Politoed's not going to take a +2 very well. And I think I Parting Shot into Basket Legion, because it's probably Scarfed. And Pasho Berry will save me here, but it's still going to do a ton of damage with the Adaptability Wave Crash. I'm just going to be able to have all 4 of my Pokemon. Okay, yeah, it's Choice Scarfed, I think. Yeah, that still does a shit ton of damage. Oh my god. Hopefully they don't attack into my Incineroar here. Okay, Parting Shot. If this is Kowtow Cleave into Incineroar, I'm absolutely screwed. Alright. This person is champion rank, so I wouldn't be surprised if they went for it. Okay, just into the Archaludon, we're good. That still does a ton of damage, but I think the defense boost is going to be helpful here. They have to switch out Basket Legion. So when they switch out Basket Legion, I think I can probably get whatever comes in. I'm going to predict they switch in Charizard here. A lot of teams against this team have switched in Charizard against this, and they kind of want Charizard in against like stuff like Archaludon. So I'm going to see if I can catch them with the one shot on their Charizard, because that would really put this game in a good spot. Then they just have... Okay. Oh, Garchomp. Okay, that makes sense. I still get the special attack boost here with Politoed, but it's not exactly great for me. At least I can preserve my protects. Okay, there, Electro Shot. This is probably into Politoed, honestly, which Citrus saves me from, but that's still not good. I still don't like that. And then if they bring in Charizard, that's probably also bad for me. Yeah. Okay, Kowtow. Yeah, that does a lot. Once Kingambit's gone, I don't have to worry about like Intimidate and stuff anymore. And Archaludon has a defense boost, so I think I can probably start to pick things up with that. But we'll have to see. They probably just want to Earthquake me, honestly. And they switch in Charizard here. I'm not in a great spot. Yeah. Okay. So... Okay. So I think what I do is I actually switch in... This is a really tough spot. I think I switch in Incineroar, get the drop, and then switch in Gengar. Because that way I can trap them in. Because they're going to get knocked. Because unless they don't attack with Garchomp, then yeah, Charizard IY. Alright, sitting up in my chair. This is going to be a tough one. They're going to KO me here on... yeah, I Protect. They're going to KO my Incineroar with either Earthquake or whatever they hit me with. Yeah, Earthquake. And then I can actually switch Politoed right back in. Because whatever they do here, they can't really... Yeah, I can actually switch Politoed back in. I don't need to switch in Gengar. Now they can switch... Now they switch into... whatever this is. Now I have Charizard mostly pinned. They can Protect, but if I Protect... if they Protect, I can still Weather Ball their Garchomp. Let's see what they do. If they switch Charizard out for Basculegion, I instantly one-shot them with Electroshot. And if they keep Charizard in an attack, I still one-shot with Electroshot. Okay, they withdraw Garchomp. They probably Protect on Charizard. Yeah, Protect Charizard. Yeah, that makes sense. Because that way they wouldn't... Yeah, they don't get hit by Electroshock. Because they don't expect me to Electroshot into that slot. Yeah, Protect on Charizard. Now Archaludon's actually starting to look kind of scary for them. Basculegion takes more damage. Archaludon recovers with leftovers. And I think now I have them fully pinned. Because Weather Ball plus Dragon Pulse KOs anything they have in the back. Yeah, they switch out. That's going to be into Garchomp. And then from there... Okay, flip turn. Oh, they get Charizard back in. I get Charizard with this. They think I'm gonna Electroshot, but then I one-shot them with this. Yeah. Okay. Now they're down to 2, but I don't really know what I do here. I have to call what they're going to do here. I think they kind of have to Weather Ball and Last Respects here. But what can I really do about that? If I Protect, that blocks Weather Ball. I think I have to win this with Archaludon, so I'm going to switch in Gengar here and Protect. Because that way if they knock out Gengar, they can't get the weather back. And if they don't knock out Gengar, then I can either go for a Perish or we'll see. Yeah, they go for Last Respects into Gengar. That makes sense. And Weather Ball into Archaludon, definitely. But then they can't really KO Archaludon. And Basculegion can't Protect. So I think what I have to go for in this next turn, because their Basculegion's Scarfed. We know that now because it's faster than Charizard. Unless they have like a really slow Charizard, which I doubt. So that means I can now attack into Archaludon. And I can attack with Archaludon and Protect Politoed. And then they have to pick which target with Charizard next turn or Protect. And Charizard can't KO even with probably a critical hit Weather Ball. The thing that would really boom me here is a critical hit Last Respects. But I don't really think I have any other options. If they get a critical hit Last Respects, that's just the game. Okay. I think I can survive a Weather Ball. Oh my god! Jesus Christ. Well, but this still isn't over, because I still think that if I'd Weather Balled with Politoed, this game would definitely be over, like completely over. But I'm not sure. They might survive a Weather Ball from Politoed here. Yeah, that's 84. I could... Because they're going to attack into Archaludon here. Unless for some reason they attack Politoed. But I have to double attack. They have to pick whichever one, and I think the only one that wouldn't KO would be Politoed. So we'll have to see. Okay, they missed Politoed. Yeah, they knock out Archaludon. They try to get both, but even that Heat Wave wouldn't have killed Politoed. Alright, if this doesn't kill... Okay, and it kills! Oh my god. Okay, we beat a champion-ranked trainer, or at least someone who was ranked champion previously. I did not think I would win that battle. I gotta go have some food now. I don't really know what to say there. I got 1 KO with Perish Trap. Got another few, just trying to do my best here. That was a crazy endgame. I'm really shocked I won that one, actually. My opponent played really well. But yeah, I think that's pretty good for now, actually. I think I might end on that one. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more of this in the future. Alright, so I'm back. As you can see, I've climbed a little bit. You know. Okay, so this team's a problem instantly. Yeah, so they got Ground, which is not good for my team. They also have Gardevoir, which is extra not good for my team. I think Sneasler's pretty good here. But also, they only have Basculegion. I feel like I can Perish Trap them. Okay, well, I survived. Sorry if my camera just came back on. All you gotta know is that I'm not doing great. Yeah. So Archaludon survived, but I think that's a loss for me. I guess all I can really do here is... I don't even know what I can do here, honestly. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's over. Okay. Oh, critical hit. That might have mattered. I don't even know. Yeah, they outplayed me. I lost 13. Okay. I earned no points for that. That's interesting. Oh, because I forfeited. That makes sense. Okay, well, I've seen this team before, so I know what they're going to do. I don't know. I think this might be a Sneasler game. This might be a Sneasler game. Because so much of their team is weak to it. And they don't really have... They don't have any weather, so I feel like I can just kind of bring Archaludon here and, like, see what they do. Part of me says, like, Sneasler out front, but also... I think I lead with Sneasler just in case they have, like, Kingambit or they, like, fake out or something. And then I don't think Sinistcha's good here. I think it might be Incineroar. No, but they have Defiant Kingambit. So, I feel like... No, I feel like it's Sinistcha. I just can't let them set up Trick Room. Because if they set up Trick Room, that's really, really bad for me. Part of me says Perish works well against their Trick Room, but if they lead Fergraph Kingambit, that really booms me. Based. Fergraph Kingambit, yeah, that's about what I expected. I honestly think they're gonna protect Kingambit here. And then... So I think it's pretty safe for me to just, like... Because if they don't set up Trick Room, like, what are they gonna do? Okay, I feel like I switch in Politoed just to get the Electro Shot off on their Fergraph. If they set up Trick Room against Archaludon, it's not that bad, because Archaludon doesn't really care about its speed stat with, like, the physical attackers out here. And then I can maybe stall out their Trick Room. Okay, Kingambit protects, that's what I thought. Yeah. If they Twin Beam here, I'm in a really good position. That's what I sort of covered for by switching in Politoed as well. Because if they Twin Beamed and Sneasler plus Archaludon double up didn't KO, then I would be, like, screwed. Because some of these Fergraph run, like, a ton of bulk. Okay, no. Okay, they Psychic, yeah. I'm in a really good spot now. So I think Weather Ball should KO. And then I can Electroshot into Kingambit. Okay, the withdraw for Regraph. Oh, that's so good for me. Oh my god. Erupt. But I'm Electroshotting into Kingambit. I doubt it. If it survives this, like, that's not awful. Okay, that's fine. And then Weather Ball KOs Camerupt. And whatever they hit me with here isn't too bad, because both my Pokemon are, like, really well invested in their defenses. Let's see. They might have Gallade in the back. In which case, okay, they attack into Politoed. Okay, yeah, Citrus, that works. I can survive another, I think. Double up wouldn't be great, but okay. And they forfeit, yeah. Makes sense. Alright, so I think I'm gonna gain points here. I might gain it actually over my last loss, we'll see. But I really just wanted to record some games just to, like, I don't know. I'm getting pretty high up on the ladder, so I'm excited. I could actually get to champion tier. We'll see. Alright, so this sucks. Yeah, so I have to watch over Talonflame Quick Guard. I forgot they had that. I forgot that was really a thing people could do. So I want to say a good lead for me here is... I think the Sneasler Archaludon lead might actually work better for me here than it did in the last game. Points from beating this person. Okay, Sneasler Kingambit. That's the lead that, like, I always worried about with this team. But Sneasler Archaludon is, like, really good for me. I think what I just do is, like, I kind of want to call this. Because I think if I... No. Fake out Electroshot isn't good. Because part of me just wanted to be like, Because they want to fake out my... Yeah, I think they want to fake me out here. So I think if I just, like, fake out and then, like... I don't really have much I can do here with Archaludon. I think I might just, like, attack into Sneasler, honestly. Just, like, to get a little bit of chip damage. Okay, they withdraw Kingambit. Okay, I fake out. Does a good amount of damage. Okay, Sneasler flinched. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Okay, so I think with that, we actually switch into... I don't like not having fake out here. I would much rather have fake out in this situation. I think part of me says actually just, like, Dire Claw their Sneasler. Dire Claw the right move? Because what do they have in the back? They have Kingambit in the back. So I think I actually just close combat their Sneasler. E-tying, which case that's not good. Okay, I KO their Sneasler. That's good for me. And then I probably get knocked out by Earthquake here. Unless, like, White Herb saved me somehow. But that's fine, because then I go into Sinistcha. And... yeah. Okay, Garchomp goes for Earthquake. Yeah, that makes sense. But now I get the defense boost, and they don't have Sneasler, so I'm not really sure what exactly they do against Archaludon now. Then I Dragon Pulse into them, yeah. That's just a ton of damage. It's not a bulky Garchomp. Alright. And now, like, with leftovers plus Sinistcha, like, what are they gonna do? Oh, they have Floette. Okay, that's not great. I actually think I Trick Room. Yeah, I think I Trick Room here. Because I don't really see what... Because they'd have to, like, Moonblast into me. So yeah, I think... Because they'd have to, like... Okay, they Protect. That's huge for me. Because that way they're going to do, like, no damage. Because then if I, like, Matcha Gotcha plus... Okay, yeah, they Protect. Because then, like, Matcha Gotcha plus whatever this is, I'm pretty sure, like, kills. No, I don't think it kills, but it's, like, a lot of damage, which is good. Yeah, that's really good for me. Okay, Trick Room goes up. This is what Sinistra's here for. I've never really shown it, but this is what Sinistcha does. Matcha Gotcha is probably going to be fine. If it misses Garchomp, that's not good. Okay, they do have Mega Floette. That makes sense. Let's hope they're not bulky. Let's hope they're not, like, Calm Mind Draining Kiss. But if they Calm Mind here, they're, like, screwed, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Machagacha hits both, so that's Garchomp out. Yeah, 78%. That's really good for me, but I don't think this KOs. And if they Moonblast into, yeah, if they Moonblast me here, I'm still not out of it. Okay, that's huge. They're not bulky. Oh, that's a crit. That might have mattered. I don't have the calcs up for that, but that might have mattered. They might just forfeit here, honestly. I would if I were them. Yeah. Alright, so that's what Sinistcha and Sneasler are here for. If anyone was wondering. So, I don't just have to use those same 4 Pokemon over and over and over again. I won 100 battles using Sinistcha. That's so good for me. Alright, so, yeah, I'm not sure that's my actual rank, but I think I'm going to stop here for now. I think that's pretty good. I'm 2036. I'm actually going to check, like, I think I'm going to check, where champion tier is. Alright, so I'm, like, 70 points away-ish. I'm 628th. So I'm really close with this team, but, like, I have to see. We'll see. Yeah, but so this has been a really good session, I think. You saw my first loss. They absolutely outplayed me there. But we just got to see, like, hopefully I can make it to champion tier. I'd love to have Politoed the champion tiered, but we'll see.